years after the Bourne trilogy concluded with Ultimatum, it returns in the shape of the Bourne Legacy. But does this high-octane spy trilogy really need another refresh? Or is Legacy just a cynical money-grabbing exercise? The truth is, it sits somewhere in the middle. It's a reboot of sorts, with Matt Damon's amnesiac assassin replaced by Aaron Cross, played by Avengers star Jeremy Renner. Cross is a member of clandestine program Outcome, which is a bit like Bourne's Operation Treadstone, but for elite agents working on high-risk, long-term assignments. Within minutes, Cross proves he's the ultimate badass, leaping across treacherous ravines in search of pills, which transform him both physically and mentally into the ultimate soldier. Meanwhile, the proverbial is hitting the fan back in Washington, as Bourne's activities threaten to expose the illegal work of the US government to the world. In an attempt to limit damage, the suits shut down both programs, forcing Cross on the run in classic Bourne style. But where the original trilogy revolved around the compelling mystery of Jason Bourne's true identity, this time the plot is little more than a bloke exploring the side effects of a bunch of green and blue pills, which is hardly blockbuster stuff. Cross's nemesis is Eric Byers, played by Edward Norton, who's the puppet master pulling the strings behind the scenes. But while the pair spend the film trying to outwit each other, their battle builds to more of a whimper than a bang, resulting in a somewhat unsatisfying climax. Cross is aided by Rachel Weisz's Dr. Marta Shearing, who spends most of the movie explaining complicated behavioural science to Cross, which only serves to slow the story down. When the action does arrive, it's pulsating stuff, and director Tony Gilroy does his best to fill the Paul Greengrass-shaped hole behind the camera. But aside from a jaw-dropping motorcycle chase, the action is a bit too reminiscent of the previous films, only not as good, which really is the problem with this film throughout. The story and action are both inferior to anything we've seen before in this series, and as good as Jeremy Renner is, he never quite hits the action hero heights that made Matt Damon so compelling to watch. So while this extension of the universe is entertaining enough, ultimately it's the fourth best entry in a series of 4, and one that leaves you wishing Jason Bourne's legacy had been left alone. For that reason, we're giving it a 6 out of 10.